Hello and welcome to the WSWHE BOCES Emergency Online Classroom Toolkit. In this video, we will be looking at the Classwork tab on Google Classroom. So I'm here in my Google Classroom. I'm going to open up one of my classes, and I'm going to click on the Classwork tab that is shown at the top of your screen. From here, I can create topics, I can create assignments, and I can create other activities, as you can see on this list here. So the first thing to think about are your topics. And I already have two here, chapter assignments and resources for class. If I click on another topic, I can call it module 2 or whatever it is I want to call it. I click add. And what this does is it organizes all of the work that you have within Classwork for your students. Let's say I want the resources for class to be at the top. I'll move it up until it gets there. And that will stay at the top for you. If I create a material tab, all right, so I'm going to call it materials, and I want this for just this class, and I hit post, you're going to see that that stays right at the top for you. And that's a way to organize any materials that you possibly need for your students. So the nice thing about creating an assignment is you have a lot of different options. Just know that any assignment that you put a calendar date on or a due date on will show up in their Google Calendar for this classroom, and any links or any resources that you offer will stay here in your Google Drive folder. So I'm going to create an assignment. Once in the assignment, I can give it a title. So I can say Chapter 1 questions. And I can write please complete. Maybe I've gone over how to do it in the classroom. And then I have two options. I can add something from my Google Drive, put in a link, a file, or a YouTube video, or I can create something new. So any kind of doc, slide, sheets, drawing, forms, I can drop them right in. So maybe I have, I want each of them to come up with 5 questions on a Google Doc. I can give them a copy of a blank doc here. And what that's going to do is it's going to create one for each student if I click on make a copy for each student. So again, I clicked on create, I clicked on docs. It stays right here under the right under the create button. I can choose how I want the students to have access to it. View is really just a view only. If I want them all to edit the same document, I click edit. Or if I want them to have a copy for each student, I click copy for each student. Over on the right, I can choose if I want this to go to both classes or just one. I can choose all students or just some students. I can choose how much it's worth, or if it's an ungraded assignment, I can pick a due date. So maybe I want the due date to be next week. I can also pick it to go under a topic. So this is a chapter assignment, so I'll put it there. I can add a rubric to it if I have a rubric already set for it. And then if I want to check originality, or if you only have 3 of these, you can choose which assignments to put them on. Once I'm ready, I can either assign it right away, or I can click the down arrow and I can schedule that assignment for later. I can just save it as a draft, or if I say, you know what, I don't want it, I can just discard it. I'm going to click assign right away so that you can see how it shows up in your classwork. So since I put this under chapter assignments, you can see it right here at the bottom. Again, if I want to rearrange this, I can move it up or down based on the topics. So that is the basics of using Classwork.